about for a couple of minutes before I do the, y'all already know, a live of our TV live. Instead of unlike. So I'm actually in the middle of it. Start going real quick. So I will hold y'all, but I'm gonna start showing y'all the process of making this good Herbalife plus. That's all right. All right. Also comes like these are supposed to. That's coming my character. So I'm not doing this. This is like the last one. Whatever the big boy NRG. I'm on the way down. And, so, um, so I was, I've been, I or doing with your life. Right? So, like this is like, this is just the energy, although I don't need the energy right now. But it's just really good expression. I really want to do that well, that I want. And then boom, that's how I want to follow that. Uh, but yeah, it's a good, not sort of, one sort. It's a good resource for any people like the Red Bulls and all this good stuff that's out. Like that stuff has something. Like, from what I hear, like researching on it. But people have told me like how they have affected them in some way, but they can even energy, especially when they work on the mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this right here is a resource for energy and desktop. Um, I'm look, if you never had this before, I would say on this show I would have had on your own page. Um, you don't know how you find on that with that for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I had got to a point where I was drinking tea so much, you know what I'm saying? I would do maybe like 1.5 of those and pre-workout with it, you know what I'm saying? Um, um, that's what I do for like work-wise, right? But yeah, it's a good resource for energy. Um, from what I know, as well as from what I've experienced, like there's no side effects, and it really does the job. You know what I mean? Like it really does. One of the, by the way, like the uh, the the pre-workout, that's an Herbalife product too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's true. So anyway, um, to the first match up to this one, like I'll show y'all what I'm doing. Not going to cheat. Yeah, I know it's all so now I'm going to get back to the bottom. By the way, I'm going to pick this off. So it's really good. You know what all right. So, fill that bad boy up with ice. Then, do the spring water. And then, drops. Let the water. by the way, like looking up this teeth, like when you do this on a brush, and it's like literally like maybe a 6 to 7 process. You do it, just rock out. Now finally, you go with the crystal light. It's a food, whatever. So there's one right now. That's one of the yeah. All right. So now, okay. So goals, right? So the three things that God told me to do in getting my house in order. The first thing He told me to do is um, is to outserve my wife, right? And I like to say, beat her to the punch. You know what I'm saying? If I know it's something, if I know it's something that that she needs done, whether it's around the house or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's me stepping in and doing, like, being there too, right? For example, right? For one, cooking, right? Got a couple of days during the week. Uh, one of the things, she used to complain about, she felt like she did everything. Like, I can't say that's true. But there was some areas I was lacking with that. You know what I mean? Like, the one like days that I could actually cook, I could grill or whatever, so she won't have to come home to do it. Like, sometimes I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like now it's like the third week of this, I get consistent with making sure, that I whip up a meal at least 2 days during the week, so she don't have to worry about that. Right? Can you turn that down? I'm blocked, right? Or you just, uh, huh? Oh, well, you should put it on charge. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm going to charge you for my services, man. Feel me? Then, something else is, so last week I shared with y'all, like, basically, um, doing whatever, like, what I did around the house when, like, cleaning the, small living rooms, bedrooms and all that, like, so I would pick up and basically, like, uphold what has been thoroughly cleaned. This time, I stepped in and did a thorough clean, where, like, during the week or whatever, she would come home. I swear, like, my wife, she got these odds, maybe it's a mother thing, maybe it's a woman thing, I don't know what it is, but no matter what I cleaned, picked up, or whatever, she will always see something. She will always see something. Forgive me if this light is giving y'all distracted in any way. I can't guess about their uh, she would always see something that I didn't do, something that I missed, something that whatever, right? Um, but this time, what I did was I did what she would normally do. So when she came home, she didn't really have to worry about certain things pertaining to cleaning because I didn't have kind of beat her to the punch. It's something that will be done on a weekend during the week. So if she chose to go to the gym, she didn't to come over, cleaning up, what I'm saying, or cooking. You know what I mean? If she chose to go to the gym or she chose to, uh, whatever it is, she had that choice. You know what I mean? So it was out serving her, right? Um, so now, like I said, I'm whipping up dinner real quick. She ain't got to worry about that. Um, and so that was one thing. Out serve her. And it was like basically making her like eat, you know what I'm saying? And so like limit the stress in her life. Now I'm saying it's just one area. Right? There's other areas, you know what I mean, that I'm just not where I'm supposed to be with I don't think I'll speak on that in a minute. But that's all. Right. And then the second thing he told me to do and get in my house was is be a man of my word. Be a man of my word. Now, if I say I'm gonna do something, like I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm sorry, if I say I'm gonna do something, do it. You know what I'm saying? Like this doesn't come with consulting my feelings if I want to do it, or if I feel like doing it, or if it's convenient. Like it don't come with that. If I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Like last week, she pointed out something. She pointed out something, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it today. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like doing it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? But she mentioned it, so I just shot it out there for one. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so she don't feel like there's something else she has to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was for real when I was telling her to do it. But now that I said it, I have to do it. You know what I mean? So that right there means everything because, like I tell this little dude, just like I tell him, like sometimes, all we have is our word. You know what I mean? Like that's it. That's all we have to stand on in some cases. Now, if I can't trust what you say you're going to do, if I can't depend on you to do it, like if I can't just know that you're going to handle it, then that, like, I can't really believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't even count on you to just be a man of your word and doing what you say you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, that's something there I've been proved on. Now, understand, we talk about practices and habits um, when it comes down to achieving our goals. When it comes down to achieving our goals, we have to have practices. We have to have good practices and healthy habits. We have to implement this like daily when it comes down because the problem is like so things with practice, like once you practice it, like it becomes like a routine type of deal. Well, when you practice it, it becomes a habit. And that's a good or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm practicing this and I'm being consistent with it, this is just be how like this I would embody it like execution. You know what I'm saying? And especially like if you start in one area, okay, apply that in another area. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all about execution. You know what I'm saying? And just being a man of my word is executing on that. Like that kind of like um, eliminate the strain um, when it comes down to our relationship and our marriage in that particular area, right? Um, then the third thing you told me to do is be the example by being the example. You know what I'm saying? Like we can sit back and expect things to run a certain way. We can sit back and then expect things to get done a certain way. Like I don't know if I can say that, right? we can expect we can expect this, we can expect that, like, but sometimes we have to step out and show how it's done. You know what I'm saying? We have to be an example. If this is how things shall operate, somebody gotta set the tone. You know what I mean? Like, and as the head, the man of my house under Christ, like I have to set the example. I have to be the example. You know what I'm saying? I can't be, you know, be back here talking about like, don't do it like that. Nah, it should be done like that. Well, okay. How can you say something to me like you're not even doing what you're supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like you're not even executing when it comes down to your role and your function, your responsibility. So how am I gonna listen to you? What example are you that you're showing? Example. Who am I showing? How can I be like, look here, this is what it is, this is how you supposed to, whatever. But then too, he's not seeing this. I'm not modeling this for him. You know what I'm saying? Like in our like we quick to say, do as I do as I say, but as I do. Like I said before, it's just that's just that's like um just that's a sorry excuse for anyone saying, do as I do as I say, not as I do. You ain't trying to change. You're not trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to be the example. Like you giving yourself a pass to act like you actually not doing, like, lacking execution, like basically being a bad example, like hold yourself accountable. Like since when kids do since when kids always do as we say. So they do as what that model and that example is in their environment. That's what they pick up on more than do as I say. You know what I'm saying? Think about when you was a kid. When I was a kid. Yeah, back then, like, we had to listen, but as soon as somebody turned their back, you know what I mean? As soon as, there was no, uh, I was going to say supervision. As soon as, like, our parents wasn't around, like, did they trust that we wasn't going to get in trouble? Did they trust that we weren't going to do anything we had no business doing when they wasn't around? Like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's something else that God told me to do. Oh yeah, do everything decency and order. So that's in other words, right? When he said be the example by being the example. So as a head, like I like my household have to operate how God does, with decency and order. So for me, like this right here, this is this, so the first two, I've already sort of implemented in that. You know what I mean? Like with the third one, like that's a process. Granted, all of these are lifelong responsibilities of mine, again. Um, it may not apply to you. Maybe you don't top of your game when it comes down to that. Cool, bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for me though, so operate running is doing how God would have it. Right. How, like, basically a reflection of the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, what a kingdom house looks like. Operating as a kingdom husband. You know what I'm saying? A kingdom father. When it comes down to, like, the responsibilities that need to be done, like, maybe it's like how we handle the bills. Like, how, like, just everything, right? So it's like with decency and order, and for that, with me, you just basically with decency, with excellence. With excellence. Do it with excellence. Nothing is perfect. Do it with excellence. You know what I'm saying? And also in order. When it comes down to uh, how things are supposed to be done, like with with um, you know, prioritize. That's one of them. Like when it comes down to in order, doing it how it's supposed to be done, when it's supposed to be done, like it's just when it's supposed to be done. You know what I mean? Focus on it. Make sure everything is done. All my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. Like things like how it's supposed to be done and when it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like so obviously I got some reconstruction to do, you know what I mean? Like I need another download, like when it comes down to how exactly would you have me to run your household? Because I'm under you. This is supposed to be your home. What is it that I'm supposed to start implementing? Like, how am I supposed to start implementing? I need your wisdom, give me guidance, like teach me how. Because I can run this joint all day long according to like what the culture looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? Like or like the environment, what I was around. Again, picking up on what I see, not necessarily what I was told. And even the things that I was told, that doesn't necessarily mean it was aligned with how God would have it done. So like those first two, that was easy, but it's like now I need some wisdom and guidance on how I need to run my household that in a way that you approve of, in a way where it's glorifying you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. So again, you know what I mean? Make sure we ain't overcooking nothing, and make sure we definitely not undercooking, especially when it comes down to chicken. Feel me? Um, so, so yeah, so basically, so that's what this line is about. Not highlighting, you know, me or making it about me because it's not. No, I'm a child of God and I'm trying to live in a way that pleases him. You know what I mean? Like I'm supposed to reflect, Christ and everything's supposed to mirror how he roll, how he get down, how he functions, what I'm saying, what he expects of me, the standards and everything. Is it gonna be perfect? No. But it's being willing to learn and also most of all be willing to be obedient. Or shall I say be obedient. You know what I'm saying? So hold on, man. You feel me? Oh now, coming along now. Anyway, so 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 yeah, when it comes down to that, like these are my like it came from one question. Like, how do I get my house in order? You know what I mean? Like, for some, like, they might not even be on it. Like, especially being transparent with it. Like, there's a lot of areas that, that I'm not doing when it comes down to my household, when it comes down to, husband to wife and, responsibilities and certain things. Like, I'm not I'm not on point with some things. I'm just not, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where it came from, like, how do I do my house in order? So this is what he said to do. He said do these three things. So the goal was getting my house in order. You know what I'm saying? So, and then so he gave me three things to, three, uh, three short-term goals, right? Which are checkpoints, as I always say. Short-term goals are the checkpoints. Granted, they're lifelong goals. So it doesn't end. It doesn't stop. It's constant. It's persistent. It's every day. You know what I mean? Like, so he gave me, okay, these are the three things you do, right? Those are the goals. There's also, those are also instructions in what to do. Okay, so now these are the three things you want me to do. How do I outserve my wife? How do I start being a man of my word? You know what I'm saying? Without consulting my feelings and let how I feel be the final say. Like, how do I how do um, I always forget that other one. How do I be a better example? Like what does that look like? You know what I'm saying? And then, he told me what it was. So when he told me, okay, that's the practice, that's the habit, and implement this joint daily. So when it comes down to your goals, you have to have practices and habits in place. If not, then like I always come back to this. I always come back to this. In my early 20s, I said by the time I turn 30, I ain't gonna have kids before then. By the time I turn 30, I'm gonna be set. So when I do have kids, they ain't gonna have to need more for nothing. You know what I mean? Pretty good goal. You know what I mean? And achievable. You feel me? But the thing was, how am I gonna do that? Like, what is my plan? What am I gonna work at? Daily? What am I gonna implement daily? Well, if I don't know how I'm gonna do it, if I don't know what that vehicle is, if I don't like, that was a long term goal. Okay, so how are we going to get there? How are we going to achieve it? How are we going to accomplish this thing? You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I had was the goal, but I didn't have a vehicle for how I was going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like graphic designer. I said I wanted to be a graphic designer because what I seen, I forget how it was. It looked cool. But once I went there, and like they gave me, I forget the name of the college. When I went there, they were showing me the different like the campus and everything, and then they started talking money. I'm like, I ain't got no money. I ain't got a job. Early 20s now. I'm like, I ain't got a job. So like how are we gonna make this happen? So it's the same thing for you. And because I didn't have a plan, because that was a goal. I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Like I said it in that moment. Although it sounded good, and that's a good goal to have. Guess what? I'm 20 now. I'm still not there yet. Like I was at the right age when I said it. You know what I mean? It was achievable by the time I turned 30, but I ain't have a plan. I ain't had a practice in the habit that that was required for me to achieve that. So here it is, 40. I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's for you. You know what I'm saying? Like make sure you have like what are your goals in life? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it that you're trying to do? You feel me? What is it that you're trying to do? And then how are you going to make it happen? What is it that you need to do every single day consistently that's going to guarantee you those results? That's going to get you to that goal. What is that? Because if you don't know what that is, you don't have a plan, like chances of you, the chances of you getting there, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Guess what? It's just going to be, it's just going to be a goal that you never achieve. And like I said before, goals, achieving our goals, it helps us become better. Like it matures us in some areas. It develops us in some areas because these are the things that's required of us when it comes down to achieving this specific thing, this certain thing. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's required of us. And we all possess it, it's just in seed form. And especially when it comes down to doing things, becoming who God created us to be, like it's already in us. It's in seed form. So when we go after that goal, when we achieve that goal, we become one step closer and becoming who He created us to be. And that's what it's about. And this whole journey, this whole thing that I've been sharing, like the theme of it has been, how much is for it? The things have been on the road to first. So all these things are required of us. That's that's going to help us along the way of becoming who we were created to be. All right. So I'll share with you guys the three things. When the man told me about that, I'm like, okay, bet, okay. I'm like, but I'm knowing, I believe that, these things are possible, but, I'm like, all right, bet, let's go. So then what he told me was, that's just phase one. I'm like, I'm like, what? You know what I mean? Like, in other words, he's telling me that's just a start. There's other areas, there are other areas that you need to improve on. There's other things that you must do in getting your house in order. Y'all want to know what phase two is? Phase two is finance. Phase two is finance. That's also what's going to help get my house in order. Finance. And he just gave me the three things pertaining to that. I want to say it's in my phone. I haven't written down yet. I haven't wrote it down yet. But the first thing he gave me was budgeting. Budgeting. All right. The second thing is is save. And then the third thing is increase. The increase. Budgeting obviously normal going out, and normal coming in, budgeting accordingly. And then saving, and I forget exactly what he said, but like saving is no. I think the third one was saving is where they saving is, oh yeah, saving. Okay, I got it. The second thing is saving, and he said that's where you get the balance between what's going out and coming in, the saving. And then he said the investing is where the increase comes in. I ain't got no formula yet. That's what he gave me. Now I don't know, um, because I was kind of like on the move when he told me, what phase two was. So I haven't sat down before him and got further details about it. Those are the three things he gave me. Now I don't know that those are just three things under, like, the first thing under finance is kind of like I just shared with you the three things. I heard my wife, so on and so forth. Now I don't know if those three things he gave me, budget, save, and investing. I don't know if those are three things under phase two, or if that's just one thing under phase two. There's other goals that I must, meet to achieve that overall goal, if that makes sense, right? So, so again, these are these are the things that he has given me for as, goals wise in my life, my personal life, even, my spiritual life, doing things how he would have it. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage you to do the same. Like, that's just me and what I ask, and the things I need to improve that. You as a child of God, I encourage you to go to God, go to Christ, and ask, like, what are some areas that I need to improve in? What are some things I need to focus on? How can I become more of who you created me to be? And when I tell you, why would he tell you what those are? Because he wants that relationship with us first, and he also wants us to become who he created us to be, a reflection of him in all areas of our lives. You know what I'm saying? So then, you find out what that is, okay? Like, so, like, give me your wisdom. How can I start, or what can I do to start, you know, um, improving in on this area? What are the daily practices and habits? Maybe he didn't tell you what the practices and habits are. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, it's like, okay, what do you know that you can start doing to change today? You know what I'm saying? That's going to help you get closer to what that is and what that looks like. Okay, so
Finna have to hit him back.
that's pretty much what I have. Again, it's about it's about goals. Even with like who you want to become to be, like the things you want to do in life, um, career wise. Like I always say, vacation, traveling. Like how can you be more of who you supposed to be for your significant other, for your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like what is finding out God, like what you created me for, what is my purpose? What do you want me to start doing that's moving me in a direction of what you created me to do? It's all these things are significant when it comes down to who he created us to be, who he has called us to be, and what he purposed us to do. And the gift that he has given us to refine, to share with the world. You know what I'm saying? To help others, to impact others. Like all these things are super significant and why he created us. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that's important to me. Those are the things that's important to me. Do I always have the right mindset when it comes down to that? No, he just had to check me on some things last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that something that do I always have the right perspective with this? No, I don't, especially when the season that we're in now is uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? The season I'm in now is a challenge, like me trying to figure it out with, what I'm supposed to be doing or what I'm doing, how he want me to do it, and why things haven't changed yet, and facing the realization of it's not him, it's me. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that we have to adhere to. These are some things that we have to keep in mind. These are some things that like we have to know about ourselves and dealing with the things that we go through, especially when it comes down to seasons of our life. My sister was just on my head about that, about stuff like that. Um, but that's just what it is. We have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to stretch us. It's supposed to challenge us. You know what I'm saying? And one thing the other day, a couple times I said something about like, it sucks when you go into the man and you ask him questions and it's like he's not responding. I know he's here, I know he's receiving my prayers, but it's like what do we do when we're not getting no answer, when he's not responding, when we're not hearing him. And when he told me last night, like you sometimes you look at it as a test. You know what I'm saying? Like being patient, waiting on me. And sometimes that's what he wants to do. Well, all the time that's what he wants us to do. Be patient and wait on. So when we're not hearing from heaven, when we don't know what to do right now, like be content with doing what the last thing he instructed us to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, continue to seek him about the matter. You know what I'm saying? But don't get this, try not to get discouraged. Definitely don't become rebellious. Don't become disobedient. You know what I'm saying? Don't start cursing his name and get mad at him or whatever. Because I ain't gonna lie, like there's been some time I got real frustrated with him because I'm like, like I'm seeking you, but like it's like you ain't saying nothing. It's like right now I feel like this is like when I really need you. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't a genius. You know what I'm saying? We have to trust his will even when we don't understand his way. You know what I'm saying? We have to be diligent and seeking him and just being patient in the process. Be patient while waiting for him. You know what I'm saying? And know that he's going to work it out. But what is it that I'm supposed to be doing right now? You know what I'm saying? Like and trust in that process. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, like when I be coming to y'all about things, like these are things that I be dealing with personally. That I be struggling with personally. You know, so the things that he teach me, I share. The things he revealed to me, they want me to read, I share. You know what I'm saying? Like my experience, my personal experience with walking with Christ, and even when I slip, even when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, I share it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a robot. I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to do better. I'm just trying to become better. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to be more obedient and doing all that He created me to do. So with that, that comes with transparency. Because what's the whole thing? Like to let you know, like it's okay. I do struggle with that. But if we come together, we can. That's the hope that has been the thing since the beginning. So I'm almost an open book, brother. Back up off me, man. It's almost done, man. So yeah, that's what that is. So um, you know, just, like I always say, just know it's possible. Just be patient in the process and just continue to seek Him and just make sure, as my sister Q reminded me, like make sure that it's not what you're willing. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're not so overly ambitious that like what you're hearing is Him, but it's really not Him. It's the devil trying to steer you off his path, trying to get you moved before time. You know what I'm saying? Like just be patient in the process and make sure you're seeking first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness and this all this stuff that we're working towards that we're trying to attain, buy, have, live in, drive in. Then all these things will be added to you. You know what I'm saying? As you know, as His word says. You know what I mean? Like that from there, just be willing to do what you're supposed to do in faith, um, and not giving up, believing that this is what you're supposed to do. Make sure this is confirmation. Making sure that vertically you are aligned. Make sure vertically you are connected. Make sure vertically that relationship is on point. It'll be harder to be stirred off path. It'll make it harder to be deceived. It makes it harder for you to lose your way because you're aligned and you're walking with Him in faith, even when you don't see what's supposed to come up. You know what I mean? Like you're walking in faith because you're being obedient and you trust in whatever it is that He wants you to do, whatever the outcome that's going to come from, it's going to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? You just doing what you're supposed to do. And that's just what they do. But I think I am about to relieve you guys so I can finish whipping up this good old dinner, right, Jeff? And my man hurt on my head. Really. Um, So, so yeah, if you have any, if you have any questions, by all means, drop it below. If you have any concerns, please drop it below. If you have any objections, you know what I'm saying, like anything you want, you know, uh, have a conversation about, drop it below. Because like I said, like the goal is for us to come together to get through and grow together. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that comes with uncomfortable conversation. You know what I'm saying? That comes with being transparent. That comes with asking questions. That comes with sharing. You know what I'm saying? That comes with accountability. Even when they don't feel good. You know what I mean? So yeah, drop it below. Let's talk it up about it. If there's something that you want to add to what I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me a different perspective from what your experience have been walking with Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whatever it is that you know He put on your heart to share or bring forth, please, by all means, let's let's talk about it. Because, and of course, you know, share because especially if you feel like this was helpful in any way, or you know someone who you know might need to hear what I just talked about. Please, by all means, share it. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I upload videos 6 days a week, Tuesday, twice. Um, 6 days a week. Some days, Tuesdays and Fridays, typically those are the days that I upload 2 videos. But Monday through Saturday are the 5 a.m. motivation. And the 5 a.m. motivation is basically um, is a call to action. That's all that is. It's just a motivation piece, a call to action. Obviously, you know whatever it is that God put on my heart to speak to or share, then that's what I do. But it's a call to action. You know what I mean? Like whatever the goal is, whatever the plan is, basically on. Please go what? What does this say that? So that's what it is. Then we have the encouragement letter Tuesday, like Wednesday, like really, you know, really like focus on like people that you know think about, you know what I'm saying, like people that want, you know, and and just seeking hope and lost hope. And and then Purpose Friday, a lot of struggles in life, because when we go through it, like we have the wrong perspective, the wrong mindset, we become victims of what we're going through, and because we don't understand why we have to go through. So with that, you know, whatever, whatever the man said we speak about, we're like pain and struggle. The thing is, pretending to struggle, you know, to basically challenge perspective. So we be like, oh,
I jumped in the pool.
You did. Yeah. Struggle, learn from the struggle with God. All right, but that's all I got. My wife over her husband. You know what I mean? Speaking a little bit.
Bye.
Hi, baby. Look, now she's trying to get off the phone. That's good. So, yeah, that's what I need to go over. So, yeah, so, that's all it is. So yes, please subscribe. And you know, that's where we at with it. I don't touch that. My time is done. I hope I serve you in any way that you need it. Hopefully, they prepare and just help me hire them. I mean, hire them, you make it, and just know that, some of us so long in our home, I mean, purpose, if we have these lives and trying to, come together, and we can, and we really just do it. It's of reality.